What do you do when disaster strikes your eBay reselling business? Welcome back to the apartment. This is Real Boring Flips, and I'm Kevin, your host. It's been a while. We had a little bit of a disaster strike, but we're back up. We're back up and and running like we normally do, part-time. I'm a part-time reseller and now a part-time YouTuber, making my way through my final year of my day job. So this is what I plan to do in retirement for whatever time that looks, but something that I've always done. I've been a reseller on eBay for 25 years, but really serious the last 5 years and really enjoying it and hoping that you enjoy these videos. I work on the value for value model, so I'm hoping that what I give you in content is valuable to you, and what you give me back is watching videos, liking, subscribing, sending me great comments, and maybe even sharing these videos with friends that you think might enjoy them as well. So thank you for that. What we're going to do today, since I've been off for a couple of weeks now, I think it's been maybe over 2 weeks now since my last video, and I had intended on writing a video or producing a video that talked about some of the improvements that I'm putting in place for my business due to the disaster. I'm scrapping that for now, but I will return to that. But what I want to cover today really is what I'm doing as a result to this latest disaster. And just to give you a quick summary, essentially I had a couple of weeks of really being sick. In addition, I had a kind of a health scare. So got me really thinking, what am I doing up here? Now this is our apartment where I run most of my eBay business out of, but I also have a lot of stuff in the garage that's below us. And I have 2 storage units that are pretty jam-packed full of mostly unlisted things. So as you can imagine, if you're having an unsure what's going on health issue, you start to think, what is my family going to do if something happens to me in this situation? So what I've taken on is a real approach to how to handle everything that I have already that's not listed. The worst thing that can happen to a reseller is to tell them, back off on new purchases and deal with stuff you already bought. That's the worst. Everyone knows that the best part, the funnest part, the reason why the YouTube reseller videos that are the most popular are the ones where people are out at garage sales or thrift stores picking up new stuff, because that's what everyone wants to do. That's what everyone wants to see, and that's what I want to do. So I haven't completely given that up, but I've really backed it down and really attacked things that I already have. So we're going to cover, I'm going to show you go through a little slide progression on things that I've already listed that I've pulled out of the stack, and I've already sold some of those things, so I'll report on those as well. But I'm going to show you some of the things that I've already pulled out that I almost forgot about. Great stuff that's been sitting around, and we'll show you don't ever give up. People call it a death pile, but don't ever give up on it. It's not a death pile, it's a haven't gotten to it yet pile, because I'm so busy enjoying the fun part of reselling, which is buying. So I spent quite a bit of time at the storage unit yesterday just doing a little bit of organizing. I did go out and actually pick up some stuff right before I kind of got sick. So I've been sick for over a week now, just really getting my voice back. But it's been terrible for me because I like to keep moving, whether I'm doing this or we have a big piece of property I need to take care of. Plus I have another side business that I have to pay attention to. It's mid-January now, and the tax return for that other job is due mid-March. So I really need to start going on that. Plus I'm starting to get going on preparing my tax return for my personal tax return, which includes my eBay reselling. So all that to say that I don't have time to be sick. I ain't got time for that. And so just kind of powering through that. It was really hard to sit around for several days not doing anything, just because I just didn't have the energy. Thankfully, for the most part, the health scares that I had are so far subsiding. Sickness is going away. Really excited about some of the stuff that I have found in my own pile. Found a couple of great things that I'll cover in the middle part of this video. And so really excited for you to see that stuff. I've already sold some of that stuff, but I really did not let that sit around. It was not easy stuff to list and organize, but I forced myself to do it. And so I'm forcing myself to take care of this massive amount of stuff here that has not been listed. So I've gotten my listings up to 800 now. I was somewhere in the 670 range for a long time. As things would sell, I'd list things. As things would sell, I'd list things. And I really attacked listings I'd say last few days where I actually felt like doing anything. Really attacked that. I've got a whole nother stream of listings to go. I want to get to 1,000, so I'm going to do everything I can to get to 1,000 as quickly as possible. And then I'm going to try to maintain that. I think that really helps. I have been doing, since the beginning of the year, even through my sickness, I was managing this, and I'll tell you how, but I was still getting 5 listings out a day. Now, there were days where I had to basically end listing, sell similar, and just do that for a few days. But as I've been listing things, I've been scheduling them. I've been listing directly these last couple of days, but I have listings in the queue for 5 a day up through the middle of next week. So I've got several days ready to go. Once I get closer to that, I'll start scheduling them again. I know there's a lot of people that disagree with that, and that's okay, but leave me a comment if you've done that, or if you think that doesn't do any good. I like to have at least 5 a day. Now, I haven't seen a dramatic increase in sales. I was really hoping that, this was just a trial to see what happens if I list consistently every day with at least 5 listings a day. I haven't seen a dramatic increase, but maybe that's the items I sell or the prices I have them at. I'm constantly adjusting, running sales on certain items, just trying things like that. I really want to have 2 to 3 sales a day. That's probably as much as I can handle with my other work and just, having other responsibilities in the home. I do this is basically all me. I don't have an assistant. My family, will help me on occasion with basically dropping things off at the stores, but essentially it's all me, all the time, all aspects. So the business side, the thrifting side, the listing side, the packing side. It's a one-man band, which I think is probably, most people are like that. Now, you'll see a lot of YouTubers that come on and say, I'm a part-time reseller, but then they've got maybe their wife, maybe their kids are actually actively helping, or maybe they have a hired person that helps. Then great for you that you're doing that, but I think that kicks you out of I'm a part-time reseller, which is fine. It's not a negative. It's not a shot on anyone. It's just how you are able to portray your business. I do this part-time. I want to do it part-time. I don't want to do this full-time. And this latest disaster, illness, sickness, health scare thing reinforces for me that I want to be able to turn off this business at a moment's notice if I need to. And, with a storefront on eBay, I can do that. I can just basically click off, let myself deal with whatever's going on, turn it back on. Now, maybe my sales will take a dive, but that's okay. I want to have that flexibility. So before we break and I start showing you things that we've picked up, or at least I've found, or actually did go buy, I want to give you a hint on what I'm going to be enjoying. And this is actually exactly what I need. It says it's got boosts your energy. So I really need to boost my energy. So we'll show you that at the back end of this video. So stay tuned.
So I really did get a lot of great stuff at a combination of not only stuff I already had in my garage or storage units, but stuff on Facebook, stuff at Goodwill, estate sales. Really a lot of nice finds that I'm really happy with, because a lot of them was stuff I already owned. But to start off, I was able to find, this was a Facebook marketplace buy. It actually started with a large lot of Commodore computer hardware, mostly a little bit of software, but the listing I saw earlier was there were several Commodore 64s, several Commodore 128s, and then I think there were 6 different floppy drives and some other associated hardware. And the original listing was $2,000, and I saw that quite a while ago. And then later on, it dropped to $1,000, but it also said, I'm going to take the best offer. And so I reached out to the lady and just said, hey, based on what I'm seeing in the photos, I could probably do $700, maybe a little more depending on condition. And so we agreed to meet. There was another guy that was looking at the stuff, but he was taking forever. So she said, I just want to get rid of it. And so we agreed to meet. And I was prepared to go $750 because that's what I told her. And I noticed that she had another listing as well, and it was for a lot of vintage military strategy board games, which I've really been into lately. And she listed them at, I think, at $10 each, and there was a lot of them. And so we met up, and we ended up doing the deal for $750 total. Some of the one of the Commodore items was really not valuable; it wasn't worth anything. So she agreed to just take $750 for everything. And so the games, which you see, were really great. I mean, not all of them are worth money, but certainly worth $50. In addition, I said, is there anything else? Because this was a storage unit that this woman was helping a friend. Her husband had passed away, and he was quite the gamer. And so because I saw the strategy board games and there was some vintage computer, I asked if there was anything left, anything else that I'd be interested in. And she said she would contact me first. Well, oddly enough, a few weeks later, I saw another listing on her Facebook page for a bunch of strategy board games and some magazines. The only magazine that I could see was this Strategy and Tactics magazine. So I searched that up and realized that's probably pretty valuable. There were a lot of magazines. That was the only one I could see. And there were 4 boxes total of random stuff. And I agreed to pay $75 for those 4 boxes, but I asked if there was anything else before because this time I had to drive all the way out to her place. So she said she would take a look, and she found 3 more boxes of magazines. And these were big, like big banker boxes, so a lot of stuff in them, as you can see. And so we agreed to pay another $75 for the additional 3 boxes. We met up. I paid her $150, and she agreed that she would contact me again this time, really for real, if she has anything else. I've been watching her Facebook Marketplace page. So far, nothing has come up. I'm convinced there's more game stuff because the games that I did get, most of them, or a bunch of them, were missing the maps, but I have a lot of other stuff. So, but what was great about all this is I learned a lot about magazines. I broke them all down into the various lots of different things, and I'll show you a couple of those listings here coming up. But really quite valuable, and was really happy that there were such large lots of these games, or of these magazines. So the games that I got were pretty good too. Although the squad leader that you can see there, it wasn't really the game, but the box was full of unpunched playing pieces. So I have to sort out what those go to, but those are valuable as well. So I got my, if I paid basically $25 for the game, for those new set of games, I got my money's worth. While I was dinking around with that stuff, I realized I had some other games myself that I'd bought at an estate sale a long time ago. And so I pulled those out, and this was the stack for those. Really nice. I mean, not super valuable, but still really nice to just pick out of my own stuff. And so I'm getting that stuff organized to list. Thankfully, I started selling these magazines right off the bat, actually. Within the first couple of days, I sold a lot of the Strategy and Tactics magazines for $100, and I think this was 25 or 30 issues. I broke them down mostly into 20, 25 or 30 issues, depending on what I had. And then I also sold the entire lot of I think 30 issues of Against the Odds. Now, these are very valuable magazines. I mean, the list price on the magazines was like $30. So back in I think these were from the 80s, maybe 90s. They all came with games, which I don't have. But it was nice to see 2 lots go out quickly. And then I also sold a single ASL journal for $50. Now, this one I got to talk to you about because it was sealed, and I listed it as sealed, new, and I immediately started getting comments or questions on eBay about whether or not the maps were included. Now, I have no way of knowing because the item was sealed, but I did get some really good feedback from an eBay buyer who said my price was good at $50, was good for a magazine without the map. So I decided I would go ahead and just bust it open and see if the map was in there. And if the map was in there, he said you should raise your price. Well, overnight it sold to another buyer. And so I tried reaching out to the buyer to basically get them to cancel the order, because I really wanted to do this. I kind of wanted to film it even. And I wasn't able to get in touch with them, so I did end up shipping it to them for $50. But I did add a note that said, hey, I don't know if there's a map included. If you want to return it, I need you to return it sealed. Otherwise, I can't accept a return. So we'll find out, but I think they're probably going to be happy with it, even without the map. I just couldn't tell if it was or wasn't, but was really excited to open that up and see. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. So these are some of the other, this is just a selection of the magazines that I got. I got a lot of issues of Europa. I think I broke those into, two or three different sets. And the pricing that I did on these, it was really hard to price them because there just wasn't the similar types of lots out there. There was like 1 or 2 issues here or there. And I had a lot, and a lot in, very few missing issues of these series. So a lot of them I just said $100. Let's see if it's worth $100 to somebody. And so far, the lots that I've been selling sold for $100. So we'll find out. Some of these magazines probably aren't as worth as much as others, but I'm excited to see what happens here. So I had this couple of sets of Europa, a lot of Campaign magazine, and then a bunch of Avalon Hill General magazine. That was really interesting to read in some of those. There was quite a community built up. I mean, they had conferences and all kinds of stuff that you could be involved in. I just wanted to kind of update you on one thing on this picture. When you're listing items, especially military type stuff, and there's objectionable images, especially from the World War II German Army, make sure you're blocking that stuff out on your eBay listings so that eBay does not cancel your listings. So I use yellow stickies on a lot of these listings just to cover up things that eBay might consider objectionable, and that's what you're seeing there. No damage to the item, just covering up things. I got a ton of the strategy and tactics. I mean, it goes way back. I want to say my first issue was from the 60s. And got a whole bunch of Wargamer magazines. And some of these magazines, they combined with each other. And so you could, this guy really took care of stuff, which was nice. All of this stuff. Normally when you see boxes of magazines, you think of Grandma's basement and the musty smell. But these were really nice condition. So really happy with my purchase. I've already paid off the magazines that I bought. So I'm in the black there, which is awesome. I did have some other magazines that recently came in from an estate sale. It was a happenstance buy. If you remember from one of my videos, I talked about how I bid on a couple of items, and the brand new estate sale company, they kind of messed up and they extended the bidding by a week after I had bid. They thought no one had bid on anything, but somehow I got my bids in before they recognized it. So they ended up just awarding me all of the items I bid on. I had also done a buy it now on those Culver mushroom 20 gold glasses. So anyway, I got these Sports Illustrated, and I normally wouldn't buy this stuff, but for $5 it was worth it. And these are very early. The listing here is for the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, I think, issues of the magazine. So back in the 50s, I was really shocked at how valuable these are. I kind of just put them out at this price. There weren't any other listings that had just that many in early issues together. I don't have the first and second issue, which are the most valuable, but I thought I'd put it out there and see what happens. So it's definitely worth way more than what I paid for this, and I have several lots of Sports Illustrated from that original purchase. So this item I just bought. I think I had this in a recent picking video. I thought it was going to be good because all the packs of, they're not Legos, Mega Blocks, were sealed inside the box. The box was kind of messed up, but I only paid about $6 for it, and I took an offer at $65. It was so fast, and it was international, so always best to have an international purchase. I don't normally buy stuff like this. This is a replica helmet, so it's not one you would wear, it's one you would put on your shelf, but a full size. This one's a University of Washington Huskies helmet, and in new condition. It still had the tag attached. Obviously you're not going to wear it, so I guess it's always new condition. But I paid up for it. I paid $30 for it, but I'm a UW graduate, so it was worth it to me. I do have an original game-worn UW helmet somewhere that I've got autographed by someone who played on the national championship game when I was going to school. They won. So this, I'm hoping to get anywhere near what I have it listed at, but I paid $30 for it. It's pretty cool looking. I don't mind having it on the shelf. I bought this other helmet. I kind of bought this because it's my size, and I'll tell you a little bit later, but I had wished I had a helmet my size earlier this year. But this one, I kind of started taking a look at these things. This was half price, so it was only $7, and it's in pretty nice condition. The only issue is the liner. I guess you can replace these pretty easily, put in new padding and liners. The liner itself is fine, but the padding has crumbled away on the front of the helmet. Just a little bit of padding that goes on your forehead. So I've got it priced down for that, but we'll see what happens. I only paid $7, so I got quite a bit of room on this. So I recently sold a brand new in the box Mr. Coffee iced tea maker, and realized that you can buy those used, and I've sold them used before, but I almost never can find the pitchers that go with them. And so I started searching in my Goodwill on the aisle where there are pitchers. So I happened to find a Mr. Coffee, just the tea maker with no pitcher. Searched the pitcher aisle and found two of the pitchers. So someone obviously had two of them, donated the whole thing, and they split it up, of course. So now I'm on the lookout for these pitchers because I only paid $4 a piece for them, but I thought that was worth it because they sell for pretty good money. I only paid $4 for the tea maker itself, and so I should do okay there as well. So this item, this has got me in a quandary. We have, right where we live, just up the road is a four-way stop. It's kind of a school bus stop, so a lot of traffic comes through there. And we're kind of off the beaten path a little bit. And so there's a little spot there that people will drop stuff off. Usually nice used stuff that someone will want. And so I was teasing my wife. I said, hey, there's some stuff there. Let me go check it out. And so I hopped out of the car, and the first thing I saw was this To-Me bag. And so I picked it up, and it had rained, so it was pretty wet, but it dried out really nicely. But a nice little crossbody, small kind of crossbody leather To-Me bag, a really nice condition, and free. So let's see how this does. So you saw in the past, a few months ago, I had a Hoping for Signs of Life video when I purchased this spectrum analyzer at an estate sale. And I paid $112 for it, but I paid that much for it because even at parts I knew it would sell for at least $300, and I ended up listing mine at $350. I screwed up my shipping, so I actually ended up paying about $15 towards the shipping on this. It was much heavier than I realized, about 45 pounds, but it sold almost immediately. I got like 2 or 3 lowball offers, and then someone paid my full asking of $350. So nice flip, and I had the perfect box for it, so that was great. these connects, this lot of connects, I bought, let's see, I think I had 2 or 3 different sets of these. One was a box of just loose pieces, another was a small bin of loose pieces, and then I got a large tote of loose pieces. And I've sold these in the past, by weight, but they've always sold well when I've sorted them. So while I was sick this last couple of weeks, I basically sat and sorted these stupid connects, put them all together in bags, and then I had I had 30 pounds of connects, and I didn't want to list 30 pounds, so I basically split them almost equally into 2 sets. So I have 2 lots out there, 15 pounds each, so I'm sure I'll get pretty good money. I have about $30 altogether into the connects. So this item, Power Rangers figure, it was new in the box, although the box is pretty sun faded, like it sat in the window. This was kind of a funny purchase. Long ago, I finally listed it, but my storage unit, where my storage unit is, they used to do, they didn't do one last year, but they used to do garage sales, and this company has 5 or 6 different units around the county, and I would go to them because most people that have storage units, they just want to get rid of their stuff. They're not resellers, and I've gotten some great stuff at those. I got a Wagner Ware turkey roaster for $4. I mean, just great stuff at these storage unit garage sales. Well, I met a gentleman, Irv, who had, his storage unit was so full, he literally had to climb on top of it to crawl to the back of it. It was incredible. And so I tried to kind of develop a relationship with him because I thought he might have stuff that I could purchase to resell. Well, he really valued his stuff, so I wasn't ever really able to make a deal, but I did buy this for $30. I'll get at least that, but it was really my attempt to pay up for an item and hopefully kind of get some other stuff at a better price. That never materialized. So I don't even remember where I got this, but I've gotten stuff like this before, and I think I paid about $5 for it. That's what I would have paid if I was going to buy it. And I listed it. It was something sitting around forever. Listed it, sold immediately, and so I actually got to pack that one up to ship it out. But just Heathkit in general, typically that stuff sells good, and so I was trying to find either the manuals for stuff, Heathkit stuff, or kits that are in a little tool, like a tool like this. So these next 2 items came at a estate sale. This was such an awesome estate sale because it was online and then in person. I got so much great stuff at this place, and so I really need to get the rest of the stuff listed. But I found these sitting around, listed them, and hoping those go quickly. They should sell pretty well, much higher than the $11 I paid for each of the Hickok function generator and the WaveTech pulse generator. WaveTech's a great brand. I've sold some other WaveTech stuff at really good prices. So this is DVD duplicator. I actually have another one that I've been using. I sold one, a zip spin, previously. This one was basically brand new in the box. I paid $15 at Goodwill, and I was thinking about using it because I've been duplicating some of my mom and dad's old VHS tapes. My mom was always had a big old VHS camcorder on her arm, and we have tons and tons of videos of us and our kids, and just great memories. So I've been duplicating that stuff, but the one I have works fine, so I decided to go ahead and list this one because it's in basically new condition. I don't even know if it was ever used. I only paid $15, and the price on these in new condition was crazy. So I've got mine priced up, but we'll see. So I've recently bought a few microphones. This one I think I paid too much for. Partly, it's still worth quite a bit. I paid $67 for the microphone, but I don't have the special cable. I thought it might be in some of the other stuff I got at the same estate sale, but it's not. So hoping to at least get what I paid. but it is a pretty nice microphone, and it's got a separate amplifier for it. So this item, I look for this stuff all the time. I found this HP Logic Analyzer for $20 on Facebook Marketplace and snapped it up. It's got all the connection cables. It doesn't have the manual, unfortunately, but those you can find those. But it seems to work. It's got software, so I'm sure I'll get at least the $20 I paid. As I was going through and found those strategy games that I had bought a long time ago, I found this Casio keyboard in the same box, and I had forgotten about it. I paid under $20 for it, so it's really nice condition. I look for these when they're kind of the smaller ones, especially if they have the box. I usually do pretty well with stuff like this. I've sold several either keyboards or keytars. These ones aren't like super valuable like the Yamaha keytars that I've sold, but still a nice flip for what I paid. So this Bose speaker, I think I showed this recently. It was part of a box of free stuff that I got at an estate sale. It was the one that I bought the original Macintosh in the box, and when I got there they had a garage full of stuff that they apparently didn't think had any value. So this speaker was on top of the box, or in the box but on top, and underneath it was an entire Bose sound system, speakers, subwoofer, cables, all the stuff that goes with it, all for free. So these next two items I got at the same estate sale. I actually have a bunch more stuff that came with this that I need to sell, a bunch of ham radio gear, but this was all part of a setup ham station. So I've tested as much as I can test, but I'm pretty confident all this stuff works. But antenna tuners, especially LDG brand antenna tuners, are great pickups. And I wasn't familiar with the high gain antenna controller, but I paid $17 for the tuner and $10 for the controller, so I'm doing pretty well on those. At the same estate sale, I got a lot of picker pile stuff, and I don't even know. I think this definitely came with that stuff, but I don't know how I ended up with it because I don't even remember, and I didn't even inventory it because I didn't even know what it was. It took me a long time to figure out that this thing is actually a laser skin, kind of some sort of skin treatment laser. And so I did find a couple of solds finally, and I'm just shocked at how much it was. I just priced mine way up. I'm going to see what happens, but I put a nice little video of it working. It does work. And so we'll see. Some of the similar units sold for like $500 or $600. So we'll see on that one, but not bad for basically free because I don't even think I didn't even document that I paid for it. So this next this is a lot of books that I got at a garage sale. I remember going to this garage sale. It was one of those ones where you see a garage sale sign and then you end up following about 15 garage sale signs, and then you're almost out of your own state by the time you finally get to the garage sale. So by the time I got there, I was kind of ticked that I had spent all that time trying to get to this garage sale, and I did end up getting a few things, and they had a couple of books, and so I asked about it, and the woman said, "Oh yeah, my husband's got a bunch of books," and so kind of looked through those, and I asked if he had any sci-fi, and he says, I'm thinking about selling my Wheel of Time book set. Now this couple, they had both read the entire 15-book Wheel of Time book series twice. This is a Robert Jordan, I think it is, Robert Jordan book set. A lot of reading here. And so I ended up paying $1 each, so $15 for the set. And what's funny is the fourth book, it had been read so much, I guess, that the pages weren't coming out, but they had kind of come dislodged. And so I was kind of bummed about that because of all the books, that was the one that had a little bit of an issue. And the comps on the entire set, even in red condition like mine, were crazy. And so I thought, I wonder if I can just find another book 4. And what's funny is today when I was at my storage unit picking up some stuff that needs to get packed, I found the box that had my sci-fi books in it, and on the top of the box, inside the box, the very top book was book 4 of the Wheel of Time series. You can't even write that. I mean, I couldn't even come up with that story. It was just, I was blown away that it was just sitting there. So I'm swapping that book out into my listing so that all of the books are now in really nice condition other than spine wear. So hopefully that will help trigger a nice sale and turn my $15 to a 1 to 10 multiplication. So sometimes I get stuff as part of an estate sale that I don't know what to do with. And I got all these Archie Comics books, and normally that stuff goes into a pile. I never look at it again. And for some reason I thought, I wonder if these are valuable, because I had 5 of them. And sure enough, I was kind of shocked to see how much these actually sell for. And I have mine priced pretty well, so hoping to see those go out. But they were free to me, so but in a pile of stuff that I got a long time ago. So digging through all of my stuff that's been sitting around forever. So this last item I actually got on Shop Goodwill. I paid quite a bit for it, about $50 with shipping. But I've been so into these vintage strategy games that I didn't want to pass up on a sealed copy. And not really easy to find a comp for this, for a sealed one, but I went off what a new condition open one is, and I figured a sealed copy would be much more valuable to a collector. So I've got mine priced up, but I still got some room on it. So those were great. That was a great picking of my own stuff, plus some new stuff that I got in various different avenues: Facebook Marketplace, Shop Goodwill, estate sales. Really is paying off sorting through my own stuff. My bottom line looks much better when I don't have money going out, but I have a lot of money coming in. So really good stuff. So okay, we're gonna jump back into the video here.
So those were some really great, in my mind, absolute great pickups. Like some of these things I forgot I even had. Stunning finds in my own pile of stuff. So really encourage you, if you have a situation like I have, where I just have a lot of stuff that's never been listed, don't take a dive on that. Reestablish your connection to those things. You never know what you have that maybe when you first looked at it, it was not going to be anything worth listing. It just maybe came with some other stuff and you just kept it. I find all the time that I have stuff that I had no idea that it actually had value. I just kept it for one of those days when I was going to get around to it. So really encourage you to do that. So now why have I not done an improvements video? So I'm working on that, but what I noticed as I was preparing my video before all this calamity happened is this is the time of the year when everyone comes out with those videos. You know, if you go to a public gym, this is when everyone shows up at the gym this month, because they want to get fit. They want their reselling business to be fit, and so they put out videos about that. So I typically don't do that. What I do is I spend the year reevaluating how it went for me, and I look for little things that I want to improve on. So I'm going to talk about those. I will have a video for those, but I'm also running a little bit of a experiment where I'm watching other people's, get out there and improve your reselling business videos, because I want to share with you what everyone is saying. And in the end, I think what you're going to find is those videos are all the same. It's always the same. There's really only a few things that matter. It's, do you have good stuff that people want to buy? Do you describe it and photograph it in a way that is pleasing and they're gonna want to click on your item? Is your price, including shipping, however you manage shipping, is it work for the buyer? And are you going to get it to them in a pleasing manner? So really there's just a few things that really affect your business. How you go about doing that is where I look at myself and try to pick out little things that I can improve on for the coming year. So I've got those. I'll talk about them in this improvements videos when it comes up. But I do encourage you, watch as many of those darn videos as you can. I scour YouTube this time of year for anything that looks like a how to do your stuff better video. Not only because I want to learn anything I can, but I'm interested to see what other people are saying as well. Okay, now we're to the point where you've been watching this video long enough. This is why you came here. This is what you want to see, and here it is. It's Bubbler antioxidant sparkling water that boosts energy, energizes, and restores balance. Everything I need is in this can. I've needed this can for 2 weeks. Thankfully, I have it. This actually is raspberry, lime, and citrus flavor, a concoction of sorts. This came, I did not buy this. This did not come in a gross out or any other fashion. No one sent this to me for a Christmas gift. This actually came in a box of HelloFresh. We've subscribed off and on for HelloFresh, and for some reason this came in it. So I'm gonna crack it open and we're gonna test it out here. You know, it's got a nice flavor. It actually almost tastes like bubble gum. Excellent. I can already feel the improvement from 2 sips of this special juice. Thanks again. Come back next time. Really appreciate you joining. If you haven't, please subscribe, like the video, send me comments, share the videos if you can. Thank you again. We'll see you next time.